So since I already talked about the interview type questions, I want to talk about what the employer is expecting from you as a potential candidate. So they're expecting, and I'm listing them here. I'm just gonna go over them just one by one very quickly. They want to learn about you, your character, and your values. Does it align with customers, with company's culture and values, or no? Second thing, they want to know about your professional experience. Does it align with the job that you applied for? Third thing is, which is the very most important thing that their expectation is, do you want to hire the best candidate at the time of posting that particular job? So yeah, this is very important. And then the last thing is, they don't want to waste their time. So for you to know their expectations is good beforehand. So when you tackle any interview, you would know what they're looking for. Here are the more, I would say, from a potential candidate, from my point of view, from your point of view, about what are you expecting from the company, from the employer that they want to hire you, or for that particular firm, or for that particular job. So I'll list them here quickly. You want to learn about the company's culture. Does it fit with you? An example of that is work-life balance. Maybe like you don't mind working more than 40 hours a week. You can actually take your work to your home later on after work. Then you can work on from your home. Is this the type of style, this the work style, company culture you want to work with, or you just want to work from 8 to 5 and then that's about it? So pretty much you would decide something like that. Also, you want to know who are you reporting to. This is very important. Is this the sort of manager that you want to work with or not? Also, team members. Are you going to get along with them or not? These are questions that you need to answer by, by getting to know them. Okay. Also, you need to know the role and its professional, if it has any potential professional growth. Also, this also depends on your objectives. What are you looking for that particular career or that particular role that you're applying for? Does it have something like this? Does it even fit does it satisfy your ego? Does it satisfy your potential? Does it satisfy your enthusiasm of working with such company? Also, you need to know about the roles, compensation, and perks. Last but not least, you don't want to waste your time too, because your time is precious, and you don't want to waste your time with a company that you don't want to work with for maybe a couple of years or maybe the rest of your life. You never know. Also, one more expectation that you look for is you need to learn, especially when you're undergoing your interview, you need to learn about the agenda of each interview round. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by agenda? And what do I mean by interview round? And the process, the normal process, talking about the general process of dealing with the interviews, is you have different processes. You have different rounds inside the interview process. You start talking with the HR, and then you move forward a step further, and you can do a couple of tests, verbal reasoning tests, and then afterwards you can speak with the manager, you can speak with other team members, and then afterwards, you can have an on-site, an interview, or maybe a phone interview, whatever it is. There are some rounds that you go through, okay, through the interview process. So for you to understand each round and to understand who's going to be on that round, how long the duration of that round, what are the names or what are the roles of the attendees of that round, and what the expected interview question types. These three things are very, very important to know and very critical before entering any interview round. And the reason behind it is you need to prepare yourself mentally and physically. Okay, you need to prepare yourself mentally and physically before undergoing any interview. Okay, and for you to know the interview duration is very, very important to apply to prepare beforehand. You need to prepare before. You need to priorly prepare for that particular interview. So you need to know the interview duration. It's very, very important. The second thing that's very critical as well, you need to know who are you interviewing with. Okay, because the person who you're interviewing with, the way that you're going to deal with them is going to be different from one role to another. So if you're going to talk to your hiring manager, it's going to be different from talking to one of a coworker or maybe someone from the upper management. So these things are very important to know. Who are you talking to? How would you go about developing an answer or structure an answer for each particular question? Their names is very important because you can look them up in LinkedIn and see what are their expertise. You can just bring it up if you have a common interest in terms of cooking, sports, or whatever, same sports scarf. You can just bring it up there, bring it out there. Maybe you have the same background education, same education background. This is something that also could add up, could add value, and you will find that it's you will relieve the tension. The tension would be actually left out from the conversation when you find something, a common ground between you and the interviewer. The last thing, expected interview question types. As I said earlier, that interview question types are different, and the way that you answer them, they have different techniques. Okay, so they definitely need to give you these information beforehand, before undergoing any interview. That's very important. The second question that you should ask is, who would provide me with this information? The simple answer would be the recruiter. The recruiter is his responsibility or her responsibility to answer all your doubts from the day that she contacted you or he contacted you until the day that you either receive the offer or you get rejected. For that, you get the decision of being rejected or getting the offer. She would be or he would be responsible for these particular information to be provided to you. And speak up. There's no problem at all. Speak up. Tell them what you're looking for, because they're there to help you and answer all your queries and questions.